Living Spirit podcast. Join John and Sue Cook for a gentle, conversational guide to your spiritual development. Together with their guests, John and Sue will share their experience and wisdom to bring you insight and empowerment on your spiritual journey. This is episode 1, Introduction and Ethos.
What we'd like to do is just talk about the work that we do, why we do it, and a little bit about who we are.
Yeah, well, I've been working in the spiritual world for around about 30 years all in all now. And what our main ethos has become together is about helping people to also find their pathway within the spiritual realms, within the spiritual work, within whatever they want to do. We can help them to do that. And that's what we actually want to talk about and what we want to help people to do.
And it's changed a lot from when we first started. We've been running circles together for 16 years, and it was very much about the teaching in the beginning, but it's just ebbed and flowed, and now we're finding it's more about bringing people together and creating what we call our tribe, our spiritual family, and anybody is welcome into that. Adults only, from 16 plus. And it's people who have got an interest in spirit but don't know where to go for it. There are the churches out there, but not everybody is drawn to a spiritual church. So we provide a safe space for people to come together through various groups and events that we do.
And that's basically what we want to help people. And the thing is that you may be thinking, well, I've had spiritual experiences, but I don't know whether I'm at a level where I could actually join a group to develop or to see where that goes, because I'm a little bit afraid that I might not be good enough or I might not have enough ability. But the point is, anybody who's had any spiritual connection or is even just interested in the spiritual world, they're the people we want to come and join us, because you'll be surprised how you can develop. Because it amazes me sometimes, people say, I've never done anything like this, I've never had any of this, but when I was young I did see a spirit, a ghost or whatever. They don't realise that that's clairvoyance, and they don't realise that we've all got a spiritual ability, and that's quite amazing. They think that's a nothing, where it's actually a very big something.
I think also we need to tap into our own spirituality. We are all spiritual beings in this body, living this physical life. But it starts off really with connecting to ourselves. And the most important spirit that you're ever going to be in connection with is yourself. And then it's about being drawn to other people. And we say it all the time, your vibe attracts your tribe. And so pulling people together who are in a safe space to explore different things through various exercises that we do. And John's just mentioned clairvoyance. And we'll talk about those further on. But what we wanted to do in this first podcast is just talk about bringing people together and what our ethos is then.
And basically showing you what you can achieve. It blows me away all the while, because we have people who join our groups who have never done anything that they would consider to have done anything. And they say, I'm not going to be able to get anything, I'm not going to be able to do it. Give a little tiny nudge just to help them a little bit along the way. And before you know what's happening, they're actually creating and coming out with so much information and so much proof of spirit. It's mind-blowing. And we've had it so often with people who've never done anything before, and they've absolutely been amazing. And you don't have to do a lot to be amazing, because everything's a step forward. And it's not about competing with other people, it's about finding what you can achieve. And it helps you in your everyday life, because helps you to build confidence. It helps you to feel connected. A lot of people with a spiritual belief have always been a little bit outside most groups. They've always felt a bit of a loner or a bit of a strange person in a sense, or been made to feel like a strange person, where in actual fact, once they understand a bit more about themselves, they realise that they're actually quite amazing. And it's about helping people to find their amazingness, and we've all got it. And so that's what makes us passionate, because we love to see people grow. We love to see how they can actually become so confident to what they were when they first met us, and they go on and do some incredible things.
People come into our groups generally on their own, and any group that you go into when you're on your own, you're a little bit self-conscious, and knowing that you're with people that are thinking very similar way to yourself, and you get talking about spirituality, you get talking about different experiences we've all had, and then realising that you're with people that you do vibe with, that you're not feeling different, you're not feeling an outcast of any kind. And then exploring those feelings, exploring those thoughts, those words that perhaps you hear. But we create a safe space. We start any work with an opening prayer. Not in a religious way, but just respect of spirit. And we also close in prayer, so that anything that is said and done within the work that we do is a safe space. And that is so important, because people talk about their deepest feelings, their thoughts that they wouldn't talk to other people about. So it's sharing that space, and it's very important that it's safe.
And we understand that, we run our groups in Telford. We have gone to other areas, and we do workshops and from home in Telford, but we also do retreats that at the moment are based in Llandudno, which of course is a lovely place to go, and anybody could get there and join us on a retreat. But we do understand that not everybody's going to be able to travel to see us. So part of the podcast that we want to explore going forward is giving our kind of understanding and teachings through the podcast. So anybody who can't actually physically join us, maybe we could answer questions, or we could give information about things the way we see, because everybody sees things differently, and help you to sort of learn a lot more just by listening to the podcast. And then of course you can contact us and ask us things, and we'll be happy to help that way as well. So it's all about bringing a bigger community together. Some of you may not even live in England, but we will be able to talk to you as well through the podcast, and help you to move forward on your pathways as well.
With social media now, we can talk to people all over the world, and it's a way of getting out there our thoughts, our feelings, and what we try to do. Hopefully in the future we will have guests on. It's just coming together. It's that bringing people together, feeling safe, and feeling that we're all worthy.
Yeah.
Because very often confidence can be low, and it's about us building people up to be the best they can be, and meeting other people. And one of our proudest things is how people make friends within our groups and go off and do their own things. And that makes us feel like proud parents when people go off successfully doing their own things.
Unfortunately, some people see us as proud grandparents, but, we are getting on a bit now, so that's probably why. That doesn't always feel as good. But it is what happens. And it's all, we just want to help everybody that we can if they want our help. And you don't have to agree with what we say. We always say this in circle or workshops. We'll tell you our way of looking at things, how we see the world, because spiritual is so many interpretations with the spiritual world. And everyone's valid. We're not here to say you're wrong and we're right. We're here to give you our point of view. And we're quite happy to hear what you think and if you disagree, because that's fine, because it's all about discussion and we can learn from you as you can learn from us. So we never sort of say one person's right, one person's wrong. There's many ways of being right, and it's just about trying to understand everybody's way of thinking so that we can grow together, not grow separate. It's not always about us being in charge, because we're not actually in charge. We realise that over time.
Absolutely. And we've mentioned in passing the word circle, and we sit as much as we can in a physical circle, just because then everybody is equal.
Yeah.
We're facilitating the space, but we're not really running anything. So everyone's thoughts and feelings are as valid as everyone else's. And all we ever ask for is respect for yourself and respect for other people. Those are the only rules that we have, really. And it is just about sitting in a circle. And that, as John said, we don't tell you what to think. What we can do with our years of experience is just gently get you to expand on what you're thinking and feeling, and realise that you are linking to spirit in everyday life. Yeah. Our loved ones, they're our loved ones. They still love us. If they can gently guide us, they will, and they do.
Yes, because between us, we've done lots of different things and looked at things in different ways. Because I've done some shamanic work when I first started in the spiritual path. It was more on a shamanic way. And then, obviously, I've gone to the spiritualist churches since then. I've worked within the churches. And then I've gone to spirit fairs. I've done spirit fairs. I've done stage work. And Sue's done hypnotherapy, meditations. She's done a lot of work with people who are struggling with the psychological problems of life. And so between us, we've done lots of different things, and so we use our experience and what spirit tell us to say and what spirit tell us to do, because they're in charge at the end of the day to help you. And so we would just love to help as many of you as we can and help you to become the person you, so that you actually fulfill your potential, not just spiritually, but in life.
It's about being the best we can all be, and we can only do that by helping each other. And that's another wonderful thing about all of the groups that we run. We encourage everyone to help each other, because you don't get anything until you give. And I think that's just a general thing in life, that you give before you get. It's how we want to be. We want to help each other, because we might need help at some time. What goes around comes around firmly. That's karma to me. Is what you give out will eventually come back around. It's all about helping, and that's what John and I try to do. And although John's got a lot more spiritual experience than me, when we first started, I facilitated the space for our first circle. I had a cafe at the time, and I didn't sit in circles straight away. I had to do it when the time was right. And timing is so important. But once you come into this and you accept it and explore it, it becomes such a wonderful part of your life that you couldn't imagine not having it. And we have met the most wonderful and amazing people together, and they've helped us as much as we've helped them, because life is give and take, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about learning from each other, and we're all here to learn, but we're all here to teach, and every single one of us can contribute to this. So that's what this little chat to begin with is just about, trying to emphasise what we want to try and achieve. What we achieve, which we know working with spirit, is often similar but different to what you expect. It's often bigger and better, which is also nice. But it's all about trying to put the word out. And as we go on with the podcast, we're going to explore different aspects of the spiritual and physical and different healing and different things, and talking about, and we're going to have, as Sue says, we're going to invite people on who've got specialist abilities in different fields and let them talk about what they are passionate about. And it's all about passion, really. Passion and love for what you do.
And this one, I'm aware, I think we're both aware, has been a bit of a ramble. It's the first time that we've come on to do a podcast. So it was a little about, just about our ethos, really.
Yeah.
And then further podcasts will have a more structured theme. Yeah, we'd like to thank you for listening, and
hope that you'll be interested enough to listen again.
so sending lots of love out
Sending
there.
lots of love.
You've been listening to Exploring Spirit with John and Sue Cook. John and Sue are always happy to hear from old friends and new listeners alike. You can reach them via their website at johncookmedium.co.uk or on their Facebook page, John Cook Medium. We thank Vitaly Vakulenko for the rights to use his music via Pixabay.